Okay, good morning. Welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're finishing Perek Yadalit of Masechah Shabbos. Mishnayos Gimel and Dal. Mishnah Gimel says, "Ein ochlin ezovin b'Shabbos. L'visha ein Michael Brim." We've been talking about refuah today. You can't take medication on Shabbos. You can't do anything which heals a person on Shabbos. Now, there's definitely when it's pikuach nefesh, you're allowed to do these things. When there's kind of aver, when you might lose a limb, there are certain times when you're allowed to do it. To take medication regularly, uh, if you're someone who's lying in bed, you're in a lot of pain, right? It could be you're allowed to take medication. But if you're not in so much pain, generally you're not supposed to heal someone or take medication on Shabbos. Here we're talking about foods that could be used as refuah. And sometimes they're exclusively used as a refuah. So, azovin, the type of cedar tree, some wood, I don't know. I guess it's normally only consumed by sick people. So therefore, even though it's a food, right? We're talking about a food over here. It's really only consumed by sick people. So it falls under the rubric of healing someone on Shabbos. You can't eat it. You could eat yoezer. Yoezer is something which helps remove worms from your liver. Abu bra is something um, helps you if you drank waters that were uncovered that had venom of a snake in it. Because these are things that people, even healthy people, would drink because it's not recognizable you're doing it for refuah. Kol ha'ochlin ochel adam refuah. The Mishnah summarizes any food which normally eaten by normal people, even when they're not sick, you could eat for refuah. Kol mashkin shosa chusmei the kolam chotzikarim mishein liaroka, except for juice from a palm tree, kosi karim. Again, this is a type of liquid which is really normally made to make a person sterile. You're not allowed to make a person sterile. But maybe for a woman, she's allowed to become sterile, but a man is not allowed to become sterile. Um, so if you drink these things are normally used for medicinal purposes. So if your kavanah is used for medicinal purposes, you can't do it. These things, besides making someone sterile, they also help jaundice. For jaundice, well, shows who made the column at samo. However, if he's a healthy person and he likes palm juice, palm tree juice, the sach shemini karin shalol refuah. If you're doing these things, or you want to take oil from this ikarin bush or something like that, for that you're not sick, you don't have jaundice, and you're just thirsty, right? So then you're allowed to do it because it's not for refuah. So basically, the idea is like this: that if you're a sick person, you can have something, even if you intend to do it for medicinal purposes, it's usually consumed by people. It's not something usually consumed by people. It's usually for medicinal purposes. It depends. If you're a sick person and you're intending to do it for medicinal purposes, you can't do it. If you're not a sick person and you happen to like it, then you could do it. Continuing on this theme, someone who has a pain in his tooth, some people will give you alcohol, or you can take vinegar. You shouldn't gargle vinegar, aval, because when you gargle vinegar, again, you're doing it. Chometz is not something people eat. People don't eat vinegar. You're doing it for foods. You can't do it on metabalhu kedarko. But you could dip your bread in vinegar because that's something normal. It's like eating. And if you're healed, you're healed. If someone who has pains in his waist, you can't rub, you have pains on your waist. You can't take wine or vinegar and rub them around your waist because that's only done for medicinal purposes. Al-sach was a shemen, oil normally people, even healthy people, anoint themselves with. Below shemen vered, however, not shemen from roses because that's something which is only done for medicinal purposes. There is an exception. If you're a prince, you're the son of a king, and you're Jewish, so you could do the oil from roses because they normally do it during the week, even not for a refuah, just to make themselves, their skin shiny. Rabbi Shimon says Klal Yisrael is exalted, so everyone in Klal Yisrael is treated like princes. So therefore, everyone, even if they're sick, they could use Shemin Vered, even though they don't normally use it during the week. They could use it. We don't pass it like Rabbi Shimon Even though, yes, Klal Yisrael is exalted, but in terms of this halacha, they're not exalted. Hope you enjoyed today's share. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion, where I tell you a little bit more details about this halacha that you can't take medicine on Shabbos, and really explain these Mishnayos in a little more depth to make it a little more applicable to modern day science and life. Ian Mitzion coming up.